What are we up to in July? Well, I went to Battle Speakers Club. You know I love public speaking. This is Giles. Have a listen.
As our Vice President of Education suddenly remembered that the one person in the room he hadn't told.
And Con went as well. He enjoyed himself.
But that gives me a clue. For 15 seconds.
People ask me what we get up to at speakers clubs. Well, we just practice public speaking, and I've been speaking publicly for a long time, so I'm probably a bit of an expert. And here I am, giving what's called a general evaluation to the whole club on the whole evening. In other words, what they did right, what they did wrong, what could be improved in the future. Just listen.
And then Al walks in and said, "You're not Sergeant at Arms, I am." So he took all the kudos. He walked up here and everybody thought he had set the room up. No, he didn't. We did. But there we are. Anyway, that was terrific. Linda, the president obviously was wonderful. Linda was the epitome of what a professional MC should be. She was stylish, she was professional, everything was correct. It was just enough. It wasn't too much, it wasn't effusive, it was fabulous. Peter, with the time, he didn't come up. Now,
whereas
love the situation.
I love Toastmasters International because I always love to improve what I do. Con absolutely adores Rotary International and contributes an awful lot of himself and his time to this wonderful cause. Here he is. Let him tell you the story himself.
All here for the person changes. Tell you about it.
It really does give me huge pleasure to invite Luann to actually step forward, and I'm delighted to present you with this first place in the senior category of young writer. So congratulations.
Now, just look what I got talked into. Me. Ah, swimming. Where's the swimming pool?
Where's the swimming pool gone?
You better be careful, Dick.
Oh, there it is. Oh, okay.
Madness. Absolute madness.
It's so deep. It's so deep.
Stand up.
It's so old.
No, get up.
Look how deep it is.
It's really shallow. He's
Look
just
how
waiting.
deep it. What? Then I'm going under. I'm going up. Up.
This
thank you
is
for saving
seriously the warmest swimming pool I've ever been in.
So
It was warmer than a
silly,
bath.
isn't it? Can we have a race?
Okay.
Right. This is the no way now. Oh, where are you going?
Ready, go!
Go! Up! Ah! Oh! Oh, you won!
Haha. Now it's up here.
Yeah.
Yeah? You ready? Ready, steady, go!
I won!
No, I'm here, behind you.
Yeah, but you went to the wrong side.
No, you did.
Right, wave
I
goodbye.
was on this side.
I'm
I
stopping
won.
filming now.
I won. I won.
You did win. Layla
Did
won.
not win. She's very good at cheating this
Seem
week.
to be doing an awful lot on Toastmasters this month. That's no problem. I love Toastmasters. Here I am helping Zarina, who is making a wedding speech, believe it or not, in a few weeks. And this is my evaluation,
Serena's
advice
speech
to
was
her.
absolutely, I felt, delightful. In fact, historically, I would say there have been great speeches here. This has been one of the great ones. Great presence, great panache, and great personality. I love the trick towards the start of the three things. Giles' favourite trick, and Zarina did it beautifully. Three things: tolerance, compassion, and with a slight stutter, she managed to get space out. And we'll get onto the stutter in a moment. But there was an element of nerves, and I'm sure we don't agree, the hands clasping, which is the classic nerves thing. And I'm a great believer that you don't even have to worry about where your hands are. Your brain will automatically tell your hands where to go. Always will. But in this instance, I think the nerves took over and the hands were clasped to death. Niceness. The one thing that was not mentioned at all was the word love. I found that very, very missing, and it's always nice, you know, to say people have come from overseas, and that shows the love that's in the room, and it's people love the word love, especially at weddings. The best man to me is the person who does the speech. Now, my father was in Dublin. He was recognised as the expert you went to. If you wanted anything to do with funerals, weddings, he was the guy. And you went to him. And I would say, I'm not supposed to comment on the content of the speech, but I would say to Zarina, seriously, a lady doing a speech like this, and Zarina has said to me that her man doesn't want to do a speech, but I would say, be very desperately careful. It's not expected. Do things in the classic way, in the traditional way, and it's right. Go away from that and it's dangerous. Be desperately careful about giving a toast as well, because there is a traditional way, and the traditional correct way, as my father always said, was to say, charge your glasses, please be upstanding, and drink a toast too, and then the name. A lovely speech, a light-hearted speech, a lovely testament to the love between David and Zarina.
And then an amazing thing happened to me. The boss of the council here in Eastbourne rang me up and asked me, would I consider advising on the Congress Theatre refurbishment, £42 million worth. And I am. Now, somewhere I've never been in my life, I've often passed it, and I wanted to go, where I was invited to a barbecue. Had a lovely summer down here in Eastbourne, but this was a particularly windy night, and this is Birling Gap, and what's called the Seven Sisters Hills. Just look, there's a huge steps, as you can see, going down, like an emergency steps. Military, Alan, isn't it? Yes? Old school military?
My boy.
Now listen here, dear boy. What we're going to do is we're going to roast these damn sausages. And we've got a proper bonfire going there. That's going to be absolutely blazing. That's to keep us warm. Mind you, this will keep us warm as well. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? Look at that. It's unbelievable. Sandy, my wife, wasn't too happy sitting there, but she doesn't like the cold. What, the men, we all got together around the barbecue, as we do. The men doing the hard work. And then it started to get to evening. How about that for a sunset? The sea calmed down and it was absolutely gorgeous. But we must be mad. The wind is freezing and I'm freezing. We're going to find the fire now. Now how about that for a fire? Remind you of being a Boy Scout? You're so photogenic, Alan.
Thank you.
That's a lovely shot. This completely reminds me of when I was a kid. When you just sit there looking into the fire and you could see all sorts of angels, fairies, all sorts. So we're working so hard here all the time that everything's a mess, but I like it this way. It's in actual fact, I think it's pretty clean today. But this Marshall amp, Jim Marshall, who designed the original Marshall amps, and he lifetime friend, he was a member of the Grand Order of Water Rats with Con and I, lifetime friend. And a few years ago, he did me the huge honour of saying to me, Dec, I want to award you as one of the 10 most influential people in show business and the music industry in the last 40 years. And he gave me that amplifier. That amplifier, believe it or not, is solid gold. Everything in it is solid gold.
and it is covered in white Connolly leather by the Jaguar company, the car company. So that has actually, it's bulletproof glass around it, and it has never been switched on. And people who come into my studio and see that would give their left eye and their right eye for it, and their left arm and their right arm, and their left leg and their right leg. But then they wouldn't be able to play guitar, would they?
Lovely stuff.
I must switch it on sometime.
I got news for you.
What?
Philip played it
Oh no.
at the factory.
Oh no. And you put everything back to zero.
Yeah. Dick doesn't know that my son Philip played that amplifier, or through the amplifier. Don't tell him, anybody. Don't tell him.
Wicked. Lovely stuff. Well, what are the advantages of having the studio in your own home, basically? And what's you know,
Well, the advantages of recording at home, all the I call the big boys do it. The times of booking the £350 an hour studios, £600 studios, they're well gone really for people who know what they're doing. They call this sort of studio a self-driven studio. I mean, as I say, through the years I've learned everything there is to know about sound, about recording, about producing. I pride myself in being a proper producer. In other words, I produce the vocals, I write the vocal arrangements, everything is directed, every word that Con sings, and he's beautiful, he's fabulous to record because he takes direction beautifully, and that he understands the magic of the word. Certainly he never complains, and he will do exactly what I want him to do because he knows that's going to be perfection and it's going to have atmosphere. But the beauty of working like this is we don't have to record and then go through the big glass sliding doors into the control room to listen back to what we've just done and then say, oh, I didn't like that, and then go back in, and we used to spend hours and hours. But how we originally came to use our own or get our own studio was that we were doing an album. I think it was our 45th album. We were recording the album, and I borrowed an 8-track digital recorder, a Roland recorder, and we rehearsed all the harmonies because we used to spend so much time in the studio rehearsing. We always have the logic that a recording studio is a recording studio. A recording studio is not a rehearsal studio. Unless you're the Rolling Stones or whatever, or whoever, Mick Jagger, some of the big guys, Eric Clapton and that, will take a studio in Mustique and use it as a rehearsal studio. But no, we don't do that. I've never believed in that. And so when we heard the results of the 8-track digital, we just could not believe the quality. And this studio, this property actually, the Stanton Prior, was originally built by one of the Duke of Devonshire, and for his mistress. And I was lucky enough to get it. I've got 7 lofts here, and this one I converted into what you see. The acoustics are to die for. Anybody who comes in here, the acoustics are absolutely to die for. They're the best we've ever worked in. So you put together the inconvenience of using a mainstream studio, and then you just simply don't get as good a result. And through the years we've improved and improved and improved. And then I went to down there's a 24-track Roland digital recorder, and we went from there to Pro Tools, which Pro Tools is where you've got to be in recording. So the comfort of recording here is astonishing because Con can sing there. I've got the earphones on, so there's no blast from the music or anything, and then just listen back on the proper big studios speakers, and away you go, comfort. And then we got my lovely wife outside who gives us lovely food all the time, and at another time, if I'm very lucky, I might have a gin martini.
Great, fantastic, well done, that was great. Hello.
So yeah, Corby, it's nice, it's lovely.
It's lovely, Corby. We've been here before. We're here again.
Years ago, I know. So let's see if you can come to a gig next